Well, Gaffer, you said yesterday that it might take a bit of time before the results come, but here we are, travelled up to Maidenhead today, one of the top teams in the league, and we've won. You must be over the moon with that.
Well, I'm delighted with the application and the effort. Sometimes effort's got to be intelligent effort, and sometimes I think the lads have had to take a lot of information in one session. You know, that's what we've had together. So the basics that we put out for them, which may have been different from, previous people here, but ultimately the basics in football are what they are. You've got to look the guys in the eye who you're playing against, and you've got to take them on. And if we win more duels than the opposition do, you tend to get on the front foot. And I thought we were really good first half, and probably a little unfortunate not to be ahead. But second half, in fairness to Dev, he's got at us and pinned us back quite a bit. But for all the possession we had in the first half, we didn't have so much in the second half, and yet we scored a goal. So, look, it's about winning football matches, and I'm delighted. But nobody's going to get carried away. I think the lads acted classy after the victory. We're not getting too excited. We've got to really turn ourselves around en masse very, very quickly, because there's a tough game on Tuesday to come.
I think an incredible performance to the man. Everyone was incredible out there. You couldn't pick a man of the match, but Freddie Carter really strong at the back, and the one who came up with a goal as well.
You just did pick one out.
I did. I'm not picking him, but
I know what you mean.
He's a standout today, I think, because of that goal.
Well, he scores a goal, so he gets the headlines, and you know what? His job is to stop it going in that end, so he did that, and then he's added a little bit more. And if every player, that's a real important thing, if every player does their job and a little bit of the other bloke's job, because I thought Penn was excellent, to be honest with you. I thought, listen, like you said, it's very difficult to pick one out, because en masse, they've tried. They have absolutely given what they've got. And like I said, the important thing now is the rest rate, the recover rate, and we go again on Monday morning.
And I wanted to ask about Freddie, scoring from a set piece. Obviously, set piece goals have always been a massive thing in non-league football, but is it a particularly important part of your game plan?
Well, I think it's an important part of any. I tell you what, if you look at the teams that are really successful, whilst they'll score lots of goals from all over the place, they will score a lot of set players, because it's an integral part of the game, defending and attacking. To the point at some levels of the game, or the top levels of the game, they employ people just to coach that. So, look, it is intrinsic in football. I don't care how we score as long as we score, and we've scored today, and we've had a clean sheet. So, that's the first one I've had as a manager for a little while. But I've got to say, like I said, I think en masse, the way we were behind the ball, and that's from Pem at the front all the way to Sandy at the back, they've got to be patted on the back, because some of them lads are very, very, very forward-thinking players. They like the ball at their feet, they like to carry the ball, and I'm not going to allow them to do that, let's say, but I'm not going to not allow them once we get to a certain area of the park, and they've just got to play ball with me.
Obviously delighted with the result, but has it become clear your sort of game plan for the next week in terms of training and what we need to work on as well?
Well, it's dictated by the games programme usually, and like I said, we've got a much shorter journey up the road to Maidstone on Tuesday, so tomorrow's a rest day, Monday's a second day recovery, but also a -1 match day, so we've got to get the balance right with the lads who started the game, as well as the lads who didn't start the game, and of course the lads who didn't play a part today, but they have played a part by being here, by being supportive to the lads on the pitch. And I said, whether you start the game or you finish the game, or if you don't even get on the pitch, go and congratulate the lad who's playing where you are playing, because sure as eggs is eggs. That's 1 of 8 games in 4 weeks. And so everybody's going to play their part, and I just want to try and keep them fit and healthy. And like I said, to show that application, and as we go along, we'll polish it a little bit more, and I think it looked encouraging.
Well, just finally then, I wanted to ask about the fans. They erupted when Freddie scored. They erupted at full time. I'm sure there's a lot of familiar faces in that away end for you as well. Is there a message you want to give them?
Well, thank you very much. I know it's not round the corner, Eastbourne. They've come in their droves up here to Maidenhead, and I knew there would be a reaction. I was probably expecting it more to be as loud as that back at home, but it was good. We could hear them all the way through, and of course when the goal went in, and like you said, at the final whistle. But it's been a little while since the players, as well as the supporters, have felt that winning feeling, and I've said to them in there, I said, look, what does it feel like in the pit of your stomach? And everybody's loved that. I said, well, keep it there, because we don't want to be waiting as long next time to get that W on the board.